Hi, everyone. One of the things I wanted to talk to you this week about is when kids struggle with certain problems or issues they have at school. There are times when, I know at home they may come home and say, wow, I really had a hard time with this math problem today. Or, I was on the playground and I was really struggling with this issue with one of my friends on the playground. And many times as a parent or as teachers, sometimes, not as teachers, but probably more as parents, you have the thing that you really want to do is you want to rescue them and you want to give them that answer right away. And one of the things I just want to suggest to you is how do you use questioning to sort of help your children through these times when they're struggling with something that they're coming home to you with. And sometimes if that's a math problem, it's like, well, what did you do to really figure that out? How did you go about asking a question of your teacher to help you with that? How did you maybe ask a classmate next to you about that problem? Those kinds of things are questions that you can ask them to figure out how they were kind of struggled through that problem that they were having with an academic issue at school. If it's an issue on the playground, you can ask them too questions like, well, how did you approach that child with the problem that you were having? Or how did you seek out some help on the playground when that was happening for you? Many times we call that when kids are what we say are in the pit. They're at this point where they've really experienced something that's hard and they don't know what to do with it. And while our sense is to kind of come and rescue them, I'm trying to say, how do you ask questions that can help them through that pit and get them to that point where they've figured it out on their own and they've helped themselves do that, and then you can come back and celebrate that as a family, or again, and our teachers use those techniques all the time in school because kids get there and they struggle with those, but they ask questions and they figure that out in terms of how do I ask a question that I can support them in getting to the answer they need. So that's one of the things I'd like to say today is just when your kids get into that point of struggling with something, rather than giving them the answer, rather than figuring that out for them, how do you help them to get to that point of doing it on their own and then getting to that point where you can celebrate that together as a family? Thank you.